Alright, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, you know? We welcome everyone. So this video is going to be my tips and tricks for college, how to save money, how to stay motivated, how to get good grades, and all that type of stuff. So if you're interested in any of these topics, just keep watching. So I'm gonna hop right into it. As a college student, you don't have a lot of money and you can't just like willfully throw money around, you know? Textbooks are expensive, units are expensive, supplies are expensive. There's a lot of expenses in college. You know, you gotta eat, you have to be able to work, you have to buy things you need, you know? So my tips on being effective in college is, one, if you don't know what you're going to do or what you want to do with college, do your general ed first, because that way you get it out of the way and you're not wasting time, and maybe within your general ed classes you'll find what you like or some interest that you want to pursue. What I did is I would take majority of my units of being a full-time student on my general ed, and then I would take one class that I was interested in. So at a point I wanted to be a teacher, so I wanted to teach math, so I took math classes besides that, and you know, I just realized that wasn't for me, and that's okay. Next, I wanted to do forensic accounting, and I took an accounting course. I didn't hate the course, but I couldn't see myself doing that for a lifetime, I guess. So I dropped that. I took a business course over the summer at my college, and I found what I liked. And I love business. I do business administration with an emphasis in real estate, because I want to get my real estate license and eventually get my broker's license. In order to do that, you have to have experience, or you need a BS, a business and science degree, which is what I'm getting, and you need a bit more experience. And the way I've seen things, I feel like I kind of just want the degree as well as like a fallback, because I do like business if real estate isn't what's meant to be my path. But I really love business, and that's where my heart is, so that's what I'm pursuing. So once you've done that, you kind of understand what you want to do. You're not wasting money because you're taking general ed, so you're getting all your courses that you have to take done with, as well as you may have taken a course or two and kind of figured out, you know, I found what I like. I know for me, it took me a while. It took trial and error, and a lot of talking to my counselor. I go to see my counselor within every semester / winter break session and summer break session. I see my counselor a lot. We're like best friends, not like that personal level, but like he understands and he's really helpful. I recommend finding someone that understands you and can really help guide you. And for me, that was my counselor, and he's really helped motivate me, and he's really told me, you know, I can do it, and that's really good. So to being successful, you have to have a good environment. You know, my boyfriend is always encouraging me to do better. He's always, you know, giving praise when I do really good and say, hey, I got an A on my exam. Hey, I got an A on my midterm or a final or a quiz. You know, that kind of stuff is really good, you know. Not that I'm saying like you need to show off to other people, but you know, finding people that build you up and give you that little bit of encouragement to keep going is really crucial for doing well in school, as well as your parents. My parents are always pushing me to do better, and they're always there to help, which is really great. I know some people have different situations, but find people that can motivate you. And what I do in my college classes, which is different when I first started, and I wish I did this, I try to put myself out there in a class and make like friends in class. It doesn't have to be long-term friendships if you're not really like into that type of thing. If you're antisocial, that's fine. But it's really important for a class because, hey, you have a friend in class, you can text, hey, did you get this for homework, or I missed a day of class, like did you get the lecture? Which is really nice. You can help each other, motivate each other, which is really great. I've been lucky that almost every semester me and my friend don't plan on taking a class together because his degree is just a slight bit different. But we always end up in the class at the same time, the same days, and we never tell each other, so we just kind of go with it, you know? So yeah, it just ends up that way. And it's so great because we go to the library together and we study and we do our homework, and it's really nice because we both know what we're doing, and what I don't get, sometimes he gets, and what he doesn't get, I sometimes get. My friend Festus is like super nice. Always helping me with when I get stuck. So yeah, after you have your motivational, after you've got your motivation and you know what you want to do, it makes things so much easier. It makes classes a bit more enjoyable too. I enjoy it whenever I'm in my business classes. Like, I love it. Some days I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in class, but underneath it all, I really enjoy business, and you really do end up doing what you love. And that's what I found that I'm doing. So, as for tips and tricks to save money, like my friend Festus, we end up taking the same classes. We don't always take the same classes, so if I buy a book, my friend might eventually need it, and I can sell it to him and get some of my money back. And you could do things like that, as well as saving money on school supplies. I went into college super crazy, bought the cutest school supplies, and was like, oh, my stuff's gonna be so cute, because that's what happens in high school and middle school, the cutest little pencil pouch. College is not like that. No one gives a crap about whatever's in your backpack, as long as you're not disrupting them or annoying them. They won't say a word to you. So, you know, that's the type of thing. So, I've had this notebook, for 2 classes worth now. I used this notebook when I was taking my real estate course. We don't take a ton of notes in my class, so I didn't finish this notebook. So what I do is I end up taking out the pages of the real estate. I have a specific binder which I label sections in case I ever need that information again, and I put it in there. So after you take all those papers out, you have a completely brand new notebook, and you can write more notes. So that's what I do. I use my binders so much. I finally bought a new binder this last year just because I have more classes, and what I do is I get the loose leaf books, which are a lot cheaper, and you have to put them in like a 3-ring binder, otherwise they will fall apart. So I buy those, and they're a lot cheaper, as well as just I scan the internet to find my books for the cheapest amount, and I always try to beat the price of my bookstore because I hate buying books from the bookstore. It's so expensive. The only things I end up buying there is access codes, because for some reason they end up being cheaper. Like, I had to buy a Cengage code for my accounting 1B class, and I tried to buy it online because I was like, oh, I hate going to my bookstore. The people in there are like never really nice. So I try to avoid going. So that's why I also like really try to save money on my books. Also, as well as I don't want to spend that much. So I went on, tried to buy it, and then it was like shipping charge to give you the access code, and it was gonna be like $20 more than if I went to the bookstore. So I did go to the bookstore and get that because it was the cheapest I could find it. Access codes are a bit harder to like save money on because they're kind of at set prices. That's kind of where it sucks. But yeah, saving your notebooks is really great. I've used this notebook for my algebra classes. I'm now using it for statistics. I used it for health science. I reuse this binder and it's a little dingy, not as white, it's faded off, but it's still useful and I don't have to buy a new one every year like I would in high school because you want to have the cutest stuff. Like, that stuff's not important. What's important is what you get out of the books and how you learn. So after that, I recommend the library at your school is going to be your best friend. What I do for classes is I give myself sometimes an hour gap in between classes so I can go to my library, work on homework, use their internet for free. My college is free. I go to community college. And I use the library. I go there, I do homework. Sometimes I do it with my friends. Sometimes I bring my AirPods and I do my homework by myself, or I study, or I make sure that I give myself that time to be efficient at school before I leave. And sometimes I have a longer break because I take classes during the day and then I sometimes take classes at night, just depending on how they work out in my schedule. So sometimes I have a few larger gaps and I just try to devote those days to school. So I don't really make plans to see anyone or do anything on those days. I just purely do school, because if you take one whole day to do your schoolwork, you won't be doing it throughout the week and you'll have more time off, which is always better. Because I remember when I first started college, I read this poster and it was like social life, sleep, school. You can only have two. And that's true if you don't balance everything and you have a perfect balance. So I try to balance my sleep within school and within social life. You know, I have my boyfriend, I have friends, you know, I have family, you know, you have to balance that stuff. So what I do is I like to do more of the homework than is assigned, and I know that sucks, but it frees up your schedule. I finish my computer. I took a computer class last semester, like CIS 1A, which is like Intros into Computer, which I had to take for my degree. I hate computers. I'm not really into like in-depth like knowledge. Now I have more of a knowledge, which is really great, but he assigned like 50 assignments over a few weeks. So, or not a few weeks, like over the semester, like 50-ish assignments. What I did was I devoted a whole month into getting the whole semester's worth of homework done. Our class started in August. We didn't get homework or stuff until the following week, because we have like the last week of August, we only have a couple days, so which is like syllabus day, which they kind of tell you what's going on, and then they read the syllabus, and then they go over like how the class is going to work, and then the next week you actually do work. So what I did with starting in September, I just worked every free time I had on my homework, which sucked. Whenever I had free time that like I didn't have stuff planned, I would be doing it, and I ended up finishing by October, and the semester ends in December, like the second week. So basically what I did was every so often I just had to study up for the exams, but the exams were a lot like the homework. So since I did all the homework, I would go to class and it was kind of like a refresher. So I didn't have to do so much studying. I didn't have homework due all the time because I had turned it all in. And I just had an exam, and we had 4 exams throughout the year, and a midterm and a final. So I just had basically for like almost 3 months, I just had to worry about 6 things, which is a lot easier than 56 things. So that was what really helped me, as well as just making sure I buckled down to study. I took a health science course. I hate science. I'm not good at science. But I made sure I used every opportunity. I took all the extra credit assignments that he had, made sure I did those, made sure I did homework. And the thing is, with college, you really can't do well unless you show up, because what I've learned is that people end up missing a lot of crucial information, because in majority of the classes I take, the teachers go over the exams during lecture. They'll tell you what's on the exam, at least for my case. So if you miss class, you're missing the exam, and you can kind of rely on friends' notes, but like if they don't write it down or you like don't understand, it's kind of harder to pick up. And most people like don't go to teachers and see them on their office hours. I do. I become best friends with my teacher and I make sure they know who I am, which sucks because sometimes there's points where you want to like leave class early, but they know you. Like the random kid in the back that never says anything, he doesn't know. Like if he left, he'd be like, just know who left. No, he would not know. So unfortunately, that means if I'm missing class, he's gonna know because I try to become friends with my teacher, but like at a respectable level, like first name, like not that I want him like first name basis, but kind of on the sense where like he knows my name, he knows who I am, he knows like I really want to do well in this class. So they kind of help you in a sense, like do better. They'll tell you like what to look for, and it just really helps overall. So I recommend becoming friends with your teacher. You don't have to be like buddy buddy or like sending Christmas cards, but just like letting them know you're serious and help you out, and they'll help you out because teachers honestly don't want you to like fail, because I feel like it makes them feel bad. They rather see like students succeed because then they feel like they helped you. So that's kind of how it is. Like my real estate teacher, I always make sure like I'm really nice with her, and like I always talk to her and I ask questions, and you know, she even wrote me a very nice recommendation letter for college I'm trying to transfer for, as well as my health science teacher. He wrote me one of the most amazing letters about myself. Like it was so nice, and he did that because I was genuinely pushing myself in his class, and he knew that. And that's what having that like friendship relationship with the teacher kind of helps you in your college, because when you're going to transfer, if you go to community or you're trying to get a job or something, those kind of things help you. You know, your teacher's with you and they're going to say, hey, this person kind of misses class a lot, like might be flaky for work, or oh, like they want to transfer to UCR, like they might drop their class, you know? Where if you have them like writing a really nice recommendation letter, the student's always in class, always doing their work, getting the best grades, always asking questions, like that sounds a lot better, you know? So that's a lot of my tips and tricks. If you guys have any more questions or you want more videos on college related things, I'm not in high school or middle school, and it's kind of a little past me. So if you have any like college related, I mean, if you have questions about high school, I'll try to answer to my best of ability, but I haven't been in high school for like almost 3 years, so it's a little, I think it's a little different than what I remember. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you guys have any college related questions or more tips and tricks you want to put down in the comments for other people, that'd be really nice. I'd appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Hope you guys have an amazing week. Bye!